Hey y'all, welcome back to Krista's Kitchen. So we just got back from donating blood at the school, which I encourage you all to do as often as you can. There's always a massive shortage for what the world needs. But you know how they always tell you have a good meal afterwards and something to refuel your body and get it kind of recovering. Well, that's what we're doing today. So we're having a little bit heavier of a lunch than usual. We usually make this for a dinner time recipe, but we're making some Crawfish Monica today. It's not only yummy, but it's quick and it's very, very filling. I have just some frozen garlic toast that we're going to pop in the oven when that gets ready. But I'm going to move y'all to the stove and show y'all it's a simple cream sauce mixed with some crawfish and some pasta, and you have lunch in about 15 minutes. The longest thing really is the pasta cooking, which we've already done in our little Pampered Chef bowl. So I'm going to move y'all in and we'll get started. Okay y'all, so down in our pan we have a stick of butter, and I'm using salted butter, just melting. I'm going to toss in about 1 bell pepper's worth that I've diced up. I did use my mini bell pepper or my mini peppers just because I have them and I need to use them up before I go grocery shopping on Wednesday. We're also going to add in 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. If you want to use fresh garlic, use about 6 cloves. This does make quite a bit, but I love garlic, so I don't mind the extra garlic flavor. We're just going to let that melt and cook down for a few minutes, and then we'll move on to our next step. Now that those have softened for a few minutes, we're going to add in our crawfish tails. I buy these each time I go home. Now you can see they are thawed. I want the juice from them and everything to go down in that pan. That adds a lot of the flavor to it. I'm just going to break these up and let those heat up for just a minute. Now while these are warming up, we're going to add in our seasoning, which is super simple. I'm adding in 2 teaspoons of my favorite Cajun seasoning. You can use whichever Cajun seasoning you like. I used to use Tony Chachere's all the time, but now I've gotten to where I prefer the New News Cajun seasoning. Okay, now we're going to add in the part that makes our cream sauce. So we're adding in 1 cup of heavy cream and 1 cup of whole milk. We're going to mix it all together, and then we're just going to let it simmer for a few minutes to get all warmed through. Like I said, it doesn't take long at all. Our pasta is already cooked. I just cooked a box of the jumbo bow ties. And like I said, I prefer the garden rotini just because it gives it some color. And those rotini noodles, the spirals just really seem to soak up this sauce. But we're going to let it simmer for a minute, thicken up. We'll add some Parmesan cheese and toss with the pasta, and we will be ready to eat. Okay y'all, so our sauce has been simmering for about 10 minutes. And you can see that it's reduced a little bit. But I'm going to show y'all how you check to see if it's thickened up. It's not super thick, and that's okay. That's not what we want. It's going to thicken up a little bit as it sits too. But when you take your spoon and you draw a line through it, if it's got a slow drip, then you're getting there. This is the point that we want for this one, so for this sauce that we're making. So we're going to turn the heat off, and we're going to add in a little bit of Parmesan cheese. It's not too much. We're going to do about 1/2 cup. Sprinkle it all the way around. I'm going to add just a little bit more. And we're going to mix in our pasta. We made 12 ounces of the jumbo bow ties, like I said, if y'all have the rotini, those are my preference because they hold the sauce really well. But these little bow ties will hold them nicely too. We just all have our preference of different things, and we're used to having the rotini. Oh, I let these sit in here a little bit too long. But I'm just going to mix it around in this sauce, and then we're going to plate it up, and I'll let y'all see what that looks like. Alright y'all, just like that, lunch is done in like less than 20 minutes, and it's a good hearty lunch. It'll definitely fill us up. But we've got our crawfish, our pasta. I sprinkled it with a little bit of parsley just to give it some color, and just topped it with a little bit more parmesan. But I'm going to have it with a piece of crusty bread, and lunch is served. Thank y'all for joining us. If you like the video, hopefully you give it a try, and we will see y'all in a few days. Bye.